Welcome back to the vault. Now we're at what? Day 5 of the vault. Yesterday we talked about market structure. Today we're going to talk about risk management. You hear everyone constantly talking about that risk management is the most important part of trading, which it is. But I mean, like risking 1% per trade, risking this and that, setting a stop loss, all that kinds of stuff, it's super fucking easy. The hard part about trading is controlling your emotions, controlling your discipline, controlling your psychology. Because following a strategy that says, okay, I'm going to risk 0.5% per trade, that's cool. But how well does your system work when you're emotionally unstable and you end up taking 100 trades per day? Well, now your data is statistically flawed because now you're taking 100 trades per day where half of them isn't even a fucking setup. It's just you gambling with your emotions because you want to feel that dopamine rush. So today I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about setting a stop loss or risking 1% per trade. I'm going to talk about the real part of risk management, which is controlling your emotions, controlling your discipline, controlling yourself, controlling your amounts of trades per day, controlling what you risk per trade per day. Because realistically speaking, risk management isn't about numbers, it's about controlling your emotions. And let me start by saying this. If you're sitting here and binge watching my content, constantly taking notes, constantly trying to better your life and understand the markets properly, you're already doing better than most people. Because in any form of business, if it's fucking trading, online business, drop shipping, sales, whatever the fuck, it all requires a strong mindset. If your head isn't right, nothing else is going to work. Because trading isn't just the charts, it's discipline, it's patience, it's consistency, it's self-respect. You're building a skill that most people don't even have the balls to try, but you have to do it the right way. Problem here is that most beginners come into trading thinking, I'm going to make $1 million tomorrow, I'm going to quit my job in 2 weeks, I'm going to get rich instantly. And that mindset is going to fucking ruin you. Because when you think you're supposed to get rich tomorrow, you rush the fucking process. You skip learning and you jump straight into the fire with nothing going for you. And look at me. That's exactly how I started. That's exactly how I ended up in $20,000 of debt. So let me tell you this, straight up, straight to your fucking face, you're not going to make shit in your first couple of months. You might not even make a single fucking dollar in your first year. Honestly, you're more likely to fucking lose money than you are to make it in your first year. But the goal is really simple. Like, lose the least amount of money while you're learning. And this is done through emotional control and discipline, having good habits outside of the chart and on the chart, having trade limits, having a set strategy with a set risk per trade. But before we get into emotions, I want to break down the fucking math for you guys. Give me a second here. Here we go. So first thing I want to do is go over what risk to reward actually means and how you can calculate what you should risk from your risk to reward system. Me personally, I like to trade a high risk to reward system, which usually equals to a lower win rate, which means I also have to have a bigger buffer to play with for my system to win in the long term. So let's say I have a 4 risk to reward system. 4RR system with a, let's say, 40% win rate. That means for every 10 trades I take, every 10 trades, I'm going to statistically lose 6 trades, and win 4 trades. Now, these 6 losses right here will net me negative 6R, alright? But these 4 winners, which is 4R trades times 4 winners, that's 16R in profit. That nets me about 10R in profits over a base of 10 trades. So equals 10R over 10 trades. Which is overall really strong system on paper, but we must have a buffer to survive losing streaks because they are going to come. So with a 40% win rate, a realistic losing streak for me could be, well, 6 to 8 losses in a row. Worst case being maybe even 10 trades in a row. So the math I like to do is do my max loss limit, which depends if you're trading funded accounts or live funds. But for me, I'm personally going to say 50k account with a $2,000 max loss limit. So if we have a $2,000 max loss limit, I will do that divided by the max amount of losses I'd have in a row. So let's say here, worst case would be 10 losses in a row for me. So that would be then $200 of risk per trade. But this also means that I am not expecting to lose all 10. That means if I lose all 10, I'm going to blow the account, which is something we want to avoid. So what I would do to stay on the more safe side is divide this again by 2, or divide it by like 1.5, I think would be better. If we divide it by 2, that's $100, and if we divide it by 1.5, I'm not the best at math, so correct me if I'm wrong, but about 150. This just keeps you on the safe side from blowing your account, and will just keep you overall better in the long term, as you build your account size, of course. So now my system is statistically set for long-term trading. If I risk $100 or $150 per trade and win 4 out of 10 trades, that's usually between, well, let's say if I risk $100, that's around $1,600 with a 4-hour system. And when we do the math after losses, which would be about 6 trades out of the 10, meaning $600, I would net about $1,000 per 10 trades. So this then ends me to risk about 0.2%, I think, on a 50k account size. But you should obviously be tweaking this to your own system when we get to that part of the bootcamp. Now this all sounds super simple and easy, right? Have a super strict system with a super strict strategy, risking the same amount per trade, holding yourself towards 1 to 2 trades per day would practically make it impossible for you to blow your account in the long term, right? And here's where the emotions kick in. Let's say you risk 0.2% on your first trade, and then you get mad because you thought it was a good setup, and then you start looking for more trades to take, end up taking a bad trade, and now you're mad because you lost the bad trade, so now you want to size up just so you can make that money back and end up break even on the day, or at least in some profits. And then all of a sudden you're down 1% on the account in a matter of 15 minutes because your ego couldn't handle a loss. And we've all been down this rabbit hole. And now you're statistically fucked yourself. The problem you're going to cause yourself here as well is that you're going to end up falling in love with the dopamine of being in trades and taking trades, winning small and losing big. You're going to get married to the fucking computer screen, running 16-hour shifts in front of the fucking screen. And this is not why we started trading. You want to go down this route because you want freedom, right? Well, you're not going to get that from sitting in front of the computer all day looking for fucking shit that's not even there. So take 1 to 2 trades a day, and if you see something, that's only if you see something. If you don't see anything, you log off, you touch grass, and you enjoy the rest of the day. And if you take 2 trades and you lose both trades, again, log off, touch grass, enjoy the rest of the day. And when you make these mistakes, and trust me, they are going to happen, just promise me one thing, and that's that you're going to learn from them, because they're going to happen. Don't get mad that they happened, because it's going to be one hell of a fucking expensive lesson if you keep doing them. So just fucking learn from them. Take a step back, realize what happened, write it down, and just fucking at least just remember it. And never let it happen again. Because let's say it like this, for all you veterans who's already been in the trading space for a while, but he's coming here for some support, let's say you had a fucking $1 million trading account. Would you be sitting here risking 30%, 40%, even fucking full porting your accounts? No. So stop doing it. Stop building these bad habits for yourself. Fall in love with the system. Give yourself a real shot at fucking succeeding. So what I want you to do is always keep yourself accountable. That's why this trading shit is so fucking hard. There's never going to be someone to blame. You can never look around yourself and find someone else than you to fucking blame when you fuck up. This trading shit is player versus player. When you win, someone else loses. It's that simple. At the end of the day, I just want you guys to understand, there is no one to blame. No boss, no coworker, no manager. It's literally just you. You fuck up, it's on you. You break your rules, that's on you. You size up, you ruin your week, well, that's on you. Now let's get practical, because risk management changes a lot depending on what you trade, or it doesn't change a lot, but it's easier to find your stop size and all that kinds of stuff. So I just want to go over how you can do that on futures. So on NQ, one point will be $20, and 1 tick will be $5. So 4 ticks is 1 point. That means I'll just show you guys on the chart. 1 point meaning $1. 1 tick meaning 25 cents. All right. Now, how I like to enter positions, and if I have a too big of a stop loss or too big of a, let me just go on paper trading here. Let me show you guys how we do this. So let's say I want to enter a long right off open right here with a 20-point stop loss. And whatever, let's say a 4R. 4R take profit. And you see the amount of RR here. This is going to be your RR. So let's say this is a trade I want to take, and I'm going to limit order this. If I take one contract, this is going to limit me extremely, because this is going to now be a $400 stop loss. That's not in my system. So what do I do to fix this? I go to M and Q, micro contracts. So that would be here. And I put the exact same thing. If I just copy this. What the fuck? Did it just disappear? Alright, anyway, I'll just do it again here. Here, 20-point stop. And then a 80-point take profit. Alright. Here, now, when I do this, I can now go for 5 micros. This is now a part of my system again. Now I'm risking 200 bucks, and that's part of my system. And if you want to risk less, you can, oh, now it's 160 bucks. Now it's 120 bucks. Now it's 80 bucks. Now it's 40 bucks. And you can even go, like, this gives you a lot more flexibility on the chart if you want to calculate your risk. Now, I don't know really how to calculate your risk on stuff like Forex and options and all that stuff. So if you guys want to trade Forex or want to trade options, just use Google. I think it's pretty simple there too. I have no clue how to do it, and I'm not going to bother wasting my time trying to explain it. So if you guys want to trade that, or if you guys trade that, I'd recommend just taking a search on Google and figuring it out. Now again, don't just place a stop loss where it looks nice. Place it where it fits the plan. So always follow your system. If your system is to have $150 of risk, but you have a 40-point stop loss, for example, then you go to micro contracts. You don't adjust your stop size based on dollar risk. You base it for your strategy and where your strategy tells you to have your stop loss. But yeah, I will obviously get more into risk management and how I, for example, trail my stop losses and how I like to trade once we get into stuff like strategy videos. But for now, I think I'm just going to keep it at this. Like I've said in the previous videos as well, I want you guys to come into this with a clean mindset. I don't want you guys to come into this thinking you're going to become rich tomorrow, because you won't. You really won't. I tried that mentality and it didn't do well for me. I mean, if you want to start out like I did, it is going to fucking rocket boost you, but it's not a sustainable way to start. You don't want to be where I've been. You really don't. It's a fucking shit place to be in, and you can be so much better without it. Now, I am a true believer of you need to hit rock bottom before you can succeed, and this comes into any type of business. You can't succeed without truly knowing what you're doing. And to truly know what you're doing, you need to, well, fail. And you need to fail so much that you don't want to fail anymore. When you constantly blow funded accounts, and when you don't, like, when you blow funded accounts and you blow live accounts and you blow all your money away, and suddenly you have no money left to do anything left with, like, you don't have money to spend anymore, so you can't keep buying evals. You can't keep chasing that dopamine rush of making money on evals and demo accounts. So now you're just gonna sit there with your fucking retarded face and just, oh, now I can't be a retard anymore. What am I gonna do now? And then reality is gonna kick in, and you don't want to be that retard anymore. You don't want to be that retard who keeps blowing all your money on doing stupid shit that you know you can do so much better without. We're all here to make money, right? We all want those cool cars. We all want those nice houses. We all want to do nice stuff for our families. But we can't be doing that if we keep being retards. So that's all I want you guys to go into the next videos with. I want you guys with a clean sheet. I want you guys to realize that this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This is going to take time. And this is going to take all of your fucking energy. You're going to need to be locked in on every aspect of every video if you truly want to make this work. And that's going to be it for day 5 of the bootcamp. Today we're not going to leave you guys with any homework. It's just going to be a little manifestation. Set your goals. Tell me what you guys want to get out of this bootcamp. Write down in the comments. Say, all right, by 2027, I want to at least have past the funded account. I want to have my first make my first $1,000. I want to make my first 10K month. I want to do this. I want to do that. Set your goals. Know what you're going to do. Tell me how you're going to do it. And yeah, let's lock in together. All right? This is going to be one hell of a journey, and I can't fucking wait to do it with you. So yeah, tomorrow's video, let's see, what are we gonna do tomorrow? Tomorrow's video is going to be on fair value gaps, I think. I might do something else, but for now, fair value gaps. So that's going to be the first actual concept and the first actual trading that you're going to see out of this bootcamp. So yeah, I'm excited for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, fellas.